In today's video, we're going to be talking about my favorite blitz packages and pressures. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Mr. Football here today. Today I want to talk about my favorite blitz packages that we put in, some different pressures that, I kind of base out of, not really base out of, but just some things that kind of fall into some different categories like, double A gap pressures, single edge pressures, double edge pressures, just kind of grouping things kind of like that. I don't run a double edge pressure every game. I don't run a single edge pressure every game. I don't run double edge pressure every game. It's more about what are you going to see in the game that is going to be vital for you to create some blitz packages off of. We have a base blitz package, and then we have sort of an exotic blitz package as well that we'll run. And the exotics tend to be 2 to 3 at the start of the week, kind of when you're game planning on Saturday and Sunday. And then as it gets later on in the week, you kind of figure out what blitzes are working well and which ones do you want to take into the game. You won't run these exotic blitzes all the time, but they have a certain application that if you find the use to run them, you can run them pretty effectively. These are some that I've used over the last, I'd say, 3 to 4 seasons. Some of them we haven't done in a while, but they're a part of the playbook. They're a part of the package. Kind of based out of its, I've got a couple zone blitz concepts, and then kind of where one we lock down and play man. So you do have to have a coverage that matches what you're doing defensively with the blitz and the package. These are some of my favorite things we do. Like the first one, I either will call it wham or call it crossfire, being it's a double-edged blitz, and you'll see what I call it crossfire here in a second. So we run a G front with our nose, and we're going to attack a gap here. So if we feel like that if we want to pick the center, what we'll do, just to kind of start out here, is we'll align the front call will be G, and we'll send our nose to B gap there. Rush will be kind of a contained player. He's going to be attacking the upfield shoulder of the quarterback. We'll then take our tackle here, and we'll kind of have his path be a little bit shaded to we want to try to pull the guard to him while attacking kind of the inside shoulder of the tackle. One thing, we're essentially going to be a 3 under 3 deep fire zone kind of call here. So we have a special coverage call we make when it's 3 under 3 deep. Obviously, that's the sacrifice that you get into with this. But what we do, and the main part of the blitz, is bring in both linebackers. What we'll do is we'll walk down one of them. We usually walk down the mic. And what we'll have the mic do is we'll go ahead and have him say, let's say he's going to pick this side of the center. So the center's right to him, and he's going to, blitz there. That's going to be, and even better yet, like we'll walk him down. Like we can walk him down right here, and then at the snap of the ball, he can be right here. And what we'll do with the will is, as they get it timed up, he can kind of cheat over, and the hope is that one of these guys comes free. And so we that's the crossfire look. So we're walking the mic down. You can walk either one of them down. It really doesn't matter. And you want to be able to see which one can pull that center. You may want if one's going to be a true pass rush threat, like you may want him to go first and the other guy, wrap around. Because if they pick this up and they're not worried about your linebackers getting to the quarterback, then you've not run a very good pressure. So you want the pressure to mean something if we are going to do a double A gap blitz. Coverage wise, we have to drop somebody in the low hole, vacating where the linebackers have left. So what we'll do is we'll often just take one of our defensive ends and we will just drop him to that spot. This is usually a guy that doesn't get involved in the coverage side of things. We've drawn this call up a lot of different ways, but we want him to put a foot in the ground and get back. We're coming after him. If we're running crossfire or wham, we call it wham because we will just shorten it down just for Mike and Will. That's just kind of the term we use sometimes. Sometimes we'll call it crossfire, just whatever they can remember. So like I said, we want to drop him back, and everybody else just kind of fits into like a normal kind of fire zone cover 3 type situation here, like that. But like we're planning on coming after him. So a lot of different things you can man up, but you end up putting your free safety on the back. So that's something just to be mindful of. I mean, you can adjust those guys as well, but it's just something to kind of think about. Next one is a single edge pressure. So we're attacking hard on one edge. And I like this against buck sweep teams, particularly when you start getting teams that, start trying to pull and kick these guys right here. Essentially what we want to do is we want to get our safety involved really quick. Like instead of him going through his normal read, like we want him to go now. And so what we'll do, and a lot of people use this term, but it's dogs, where you're doing a safety and Mike blitz. And we can run something like this. What I like to do we'll run out of a two-eye, double 2-eye technique with this to kind of free up our Mike so he can be a B gap player. But essentially sometimes what we get to is we get those wing T teams that line up like essentially look like that. And we want this guy to go attack the wing right now. We want him now. And what that does, we also have to have a fire call to essentially get our defensive end to not engage the tight end. We don't want him to engage. Sometimes we'll have the guy engage and then be reading that offensive tackle, which are strong in. But we want to make a fire call, shoot him directly inside. Everybody else just kind of fits in as per usual. With this, it ends up becoming a 6-man blitz at the end of it here, but we're putting a lot of pressure here on one side. So if we've got a high tendency for them to run buck sweep to the wing and tight end wing side, like it's a no-brainer for me to run something like this. The thing that you run into coverage wise is what they're going to try to do against you. Buck sweep teams will have the waggle pass play action off of this. And so sometimes we have, especially with these guys, if the corner doesn't have anybody removed out here, we often banjo these guys. So, whoever takes if a receiver releases out, the corner will take. If one releases vertical or comes at the free safety will lock on. And then obviously at some point they have to decide who they got. Everybody else should be able to lock on pretty simply here. A part of this, but we ran this one last year against a wing T team, and I think we ran it 2 times at least. And one time it didn't go well, one time it did go well. So, it's all about what you're willing to give up with this. Against buck sweep teams, it's fine. Running some type of edge pressure like this. So that's one we like to have in on certain weeks when we see teams like that. Final one we'll look at is just kind of based out of a 33 stack look. and looking at it from a double edge pressure. Not really bringing anybody really fancy off the edge, not bringing safeties or anything, but using our linebackers in the run fit. We like to pinch and move our defensive linemen. Like to pinch, stun them, have some different. Our D line can do those things. A base call that I like out of the stack is essentially, you know, getting everybody inside. Sometimes we like to slant the nose to that back. That's something I'm kind of looking at this year too. You know, if we get 2x2, just go ahead and automatically slant him to the back. Especially if they're like the nose in this side of our defense. Like if we're using the nose, he's one of our better guys. We want him to command that double team and free up somebody if they do run like inside zone to us. But as far as kind of like a double edge pressure, what we like to do is we'll run kind of which this is just kind of, standard terms, but we use, different packages to bring, multiple linebackers. And so a lot of times what we'll do is we will use a code word for say, like if we want 2 linebackers to go, like we use that wham. Like wham could also stand for, Mike and Will. We've used smack for Sam and Mike. We've used, like for this one, we would use saw. So saw would be Sam and Will, and getting edge pressure there now. Just another one we could consider there with this one, like playing cover 1. Manning up here, manning the safety. What I like about cover 1, you can bring 5. If you're playing, I like to play press, and then we can lock down here and have one over the top. That's one I like to run. We can have our free safety over the top and run an edge pressure like that. With our linebackers. So if we even creeping those guys up early, even putting them on the edge, and essentially creating a 5-1 box. I like that kind of stuff. If we can manipulate teams that way and create mismatches, that's what we want to do. That's what we're trying to accomplish. We're not trying to confuse offensive linemen. That's not the goal of what we want to do. We're trying to find a weakness and exploit that weakness with the speed of our defense. And that's, it's not about confusion, not even really about deception, because, we could invert the guys and, shoot the DNs out and shoot the other ones in. It's just whatever we need. We can basically make this into whatever we want. So it's very versatile how we've been doing it for a long time. And essentially, we can just create a multitude of fronts and blitz packages, whatever we want to do. We can do it. So the system that we currently run allows us to have so much flexibility in designing blitz packages and pressures that we like, without it really breaking down our coverage system. Because I just shown you, 3 coverages. We can play, straight up cover 0. We can play cover 1, or we can play a fire zone kind of cover 3 coverage, 3 under 3 deep. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just, this viewer brought this up and just talking about blitz stuff, and I like talking about blitzes. So this was, just different things to talk about. Even kind of looking at this stuff, I was like, maybe we need to, run some of this, like, in certain situations. Because when I started thinking about a double edge pressure, I was like, well, we run the stack, bring 2 off the edge. It works great. We don't really have to change, coverage alignments too much. So ends up working out pretty well. But yeah, you just got to sit down, like when you're designing blitz packages, like you're going to have a base set of, you should have a base set of blitzes that you use game in, game out. But you also want to have, ones for special situations. These aren't ones that you're going to run every down, but when that time calls, you need a third down coverage. You need a third down pressure that's going to help exploit that offensive line, help exploit a weakness. That kind of stuff needs to be considered. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. So it was just one I needed to check off my list, things I wanted to talk about. So just wanted to say thank you guys as always for watching the videos. Be sure to check back every Tuesday and Thursday for our new releases. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you're notified when we release new videos. Hope to see you guys back here in the next video. I'm Mr. Football, and we'll see you next time.
Perfect.